As I go for my walk this morning, I got up a little while ago and did my morning yoga, sat and meditated for a while, and now I'm out in my morning walk. And I guess like most of us, it's a very, very different time we're living in. And I'm sure wherever you are, you're going through some of the same feelings and thoughts and experiences as many people in our country and our world right now. And there's actually one car just about to go by. I think it's the first one I've seen this morning here where I live. But it did snow overnight and a little bit yesterday, and made the whole landscape really beautiful. Late spring snow. So as I walked this morning, I became aware of a lot of the things that I'm sure many people are feeling. The fear, the worry, the anxiety, what's going to happen next. And when that happens to me, I have a lot of choices. And I think some are helpful and some are not. It's not that one's right or wrong. There's no right or wrong way to be with whatever we're feeling. But there are ways to be with what we feel that can make a difference to how we experience this time in our life. And so, first thing I think is helpful when a fear arises is to notice it. Now, when you notice it, there's a number of responses that can happen after that. One is to try and push it away and pretend it doesn't exist and tough it out. Another is to take it to your mind and project all the possible scenarios that could happen in the future, or all the things that you haven't done in the past that you wish you had. There's many ways we can respond to those fears and the anxiety and the worry. And I think for me, I'm learning very, very quickly in experience these last couple of weeks. I used to talk about it, but now I'm really getting a chance to practice it. And that's to actually feel the fear and take it to my body and actually invite it in. Hold it, make space for it. Make space for the fear, the worry, and the anxiety. Embrace it, if you will. And in doing so, I think you can shift your state of being. It's a little different than taking it to your mind and rolling it around. I know if we take it to our head, we could be doing it all day just in a state of anxiety and worry. So I like to catch it early in the morning. If I wake up with a little, okay, here's a day, and I notice sort of the world that I'm still living in that I was yesterday, and it's not the same as it was a month ago. First of all, have to acknowledge that reality. Yeah, this is real. This is happening. And yeah, it is fearful, and there's worry and anxiety and stuff like that go with it. So let me just feel those. Let me take it to my body. Let me hold it, create space for it, and then see what happens next. And here on my morning walk this morning, I noticed that happen just after I left my house. Now I'm a mile or two from my home, and I've been walking along these beautiful snow-covered roadways, and here I am at a stream. And what happened was that those feelings were there, they were present, I gave them space, and then I began to take in the bigger picture. I noticed all that was around me. I noticed the beauty. I also noticed the feelings of gratitude that I have to be with my family and to be safe right now. That is huge. Then I began to feel compassion for those people who aren't so fortunate. And I was able to let myself feel that too. And the thing that I think most of us crave and don't have right now is connection. And so the last week or so, I've been making a real effort to connect, but firstly with myself. I think connection to others at a time like this comes much more easily, particularly when we can't connect in person, that it helps if we begin with a connection to ourself, to really connect into our own beingness, our own human beingness, and embrace that. And I'll let that self-connection then, if we choose, to go outwards. And last weekend I actually taught a 9-line class, a class that we usually have in person. And after one of the experiences that I led, one of the participants said she felt a resonance. And even though we were 2,000 miles apart, that resonance was there because both her and as I was leading the experience and the other participants, we were connected to ourselves. And being connected to ourselves, regardless of the distance, we could connect virtually much more easily. And I think that was a big lesson and something that I'm taking into this week. So this week I'm seeking out those places where I can connect. But before I do that, I do my own practice. I connect to myself. And then when I go online, I can so much more easily be present to what's happening. Went on a wonderful webinar last week with Sharon Salzberg from the Insight Meditation Center. Yesterday, Gil Fronsdale, and he's doing a lot of online stuff out of Redwood City because they're completely shut down there. So little things like that that really nourish me, help me, and support how I can be with this particular time in our life, and also show up a little. I really want to show up for others in whatever way I can, because I think that's a creative way to be with those feelings of worry, fear, and anxiety. Yes, feel them, and then ask, how do I want to be with this? What do I want to do with this? And how do I want to show up today? And as I sit here on this little bridge near this beautiful stream, I'll invite you to join me and just put your hand on your chest, put your hand over your heart, close your eyes for a moment perhaps. Take a couple of easy breaths. As best you can, drop in to your body, to your feelings, to whatever's happening right now. And just create a little space for it. Just create a little room for whatever's going on in there. And you can repeat this during your day if you wish. At some point you might want to ask yourself, even now if you're ready, just ask yourself, how do I want to be with this? How do I want to be with this? And whatever comes to you, and don't let the answer come from up here. That may take you who knows where. Let it come from in here. Let it come from, and trust and let it come from this place inside. And then go about your day and engage whatever practices you can or whatever connections you can that will allow you to remain connected. Even though you're distanced, we can still remain connected. And we start with connection to self. So I'll leave you with that thought. So wherever you are, I hope you at least have a way of finding some joy, some love, and some light in your day, and you might be able to share it with others. Thank you.